Hey everyone, my name is Taps, and today I'd like to highlight some deep dive digging that a member of the Ecomi, Veve fam, the community, Cryptomaniac, who has his own channel, has done to find what looks like some pretty awesome licensing we can look forward to in the future of Veve Collectables. And of course, we hit 7,000 subscribers. I'm stoked. I'm blown away. I appreciate all of your support so much, so thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. I'm going to be announcing the details for an OMI and a Veve NFT giveaway in this video. If this is your first time to the channel, then welcome to the community. Feel free to subscribe if you find value in my videos. I'm a crypto, stock, and real estate investor, but never a financial advisor. Before we review this content from Cryptomaniac and the rabbit hole of research that I went down because of that video, let's discuss the giveaway details. So I'll be giving away another $100 worth of OMI and a Jake the Dog, this guy right here, Jake the Dog from Adventure Time NFT collectible in the Veve app. So you need to have the Veve app in order to receive Jake. So there will be two winners. How this will work is make sure you like the video, are subscribed to the channel, and leave a comment down below. And you can say what you want, like, what licensing you think we'll see from Ecomi Veve in season 2. I think that would be great to kind of, get the gears turning on what they'll be announcing come season 2 here shortly. I'll be doing my first live stream to announce those winners on Monday, this coming Monday, the 17th. In order to win, you have to be subscribed. If you're not, then a new winner will be reselected. So when someone wins, I'll go to the channel, or I'll go to their page and make sure they're subscribed. I'll give notice before this happens via the community tab in YouTube, Twitter, and Torum, and we'll see who the winners are. Now, on to Cryptomaniac's findings. Show him some love, guys, by going to his channel, like this video, and subscribe to him because he is finding gems. He has seriously a real eagle eye for finding these things. So I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean in this video. So it's called New Ecomi Veve Easter Egg Found, New Heroes. So I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit to it.
Seen these icons before.
So,
but what is this to the far right? So let's zoom in. So the first thing you notice is this green glove
that sliver
of sorts.
He sees.
Maybe it's a green fist, someone's arm with some fire, maybe a sword right there. I'm not sure. So let's get to work. I'll go ahead and minimize or crop everything so that we can see how this actually fits in the larger picture that I found.
I'm gonna speed up the process a bit.
Now, I don't think this is a huge reveal, but it is something that helps shed some light on what was missing from the rest of that picture. And here you go, DC Titans. So it is still DC, but I don't know how they're going to integrate this into the Veve app. I guess we'll find
Titans.
out. But I just wanted to share this with you. I thought it was an interesting find. I was always curious to what that was, so now we know.
I don't want to steal too much from this video. Go actually watch it because it is really incredible what this guy is able to do and see and put together. So what's cool about these is, I don't think of them as I guess everything's speculative until, Ecomi or Veve come out and say that they have the license, but they weren't, thinking ahead that there's going to be a bunch of crazy fanatics who are going to pick little pieces from videos and pictures and be able to do this level of research to find out what this license is before it's announced. So this is a whole nother level of finding leaks. So cheers to him for having this kind of eye. I'm gonna touch a little bit more onto this because I went down an entire rabbit hole last night digging into Titans, but he did also another one where he actually found Carswell on this little sliver. He did the exact same process.
So while I can't tell you exactly in the future,
and was able to piece it together. So again, go check him out if you want to see. I'm sure he's going to keep putting out content like this, which is why I'm subscribed to him and have notifications on him. But really go check out his channel. Before we go into the Titan side and actually touch on what collectibles I think we could see, let's take a look at the car side. So I think we're a little bit early on by the time we get cars. So this is possibly like the collectibles that we'll see. You know, we have like Lightning McQueen, a lot of the other characters from, is it Radiator Springs? So I think this will be really big for when we see a lot more users into it, right? So we're starting to, like, it started more with an adult audience, but we're starting to see people showing their kids, and definitely kids will love having this, the augmented reality of, you know, Disney characters and Marvel and all that once we announce the licenses. So I think that is going to be a larger audience, right? So I think Disney, Pixar, and all that will probably be coming in 2022 most likely. And now that we saw that they have the Rogers and Cohen's PR firm that they're working with, it makes sense to align these with large events around the franchise, right? Where they could possibly do something like, hey, if you scan this, like, it allows you to have early access to this collectible, or it allows you a lower gem price or something like that. And it allows both awareness for the actual release of the franchise event as well as for Veve as well. So looking into what's coming up for cars, I saw they announced this on December 10th of last year, that Pixar announced a new animated series based on Cars would be released on Disney Plus in fall of 2022. So we're probably about a year out, and it actually looks pretty cool. I think that'll draw a lot of attention. So that gives about a year and a half until we, you know, and again, this is all speculative, right? They could come out before then, and it could be, you know, the second drop or third of Cars that aligns with this, but it does make sense to align it that way. Now, let's get into some of the information that I found out about Titans. So I was not aware that Titans was a show. So this is a Canadian show that premiered, I think, on HBO Max. It's gone through 2 seasons. I looked at some of the reviews. Like, it looks like a pretty cool show, so I probably will be checking it out. But again, what I just said is aligning these kinds of things with the actual releases of these shows, right? So I think this makes sense with Titans coming early in season 2, because season 3 of Titans is coming out July 15th this year, roughly 1 month away from today. That's really good news. And again, having that partnership with Rogers and Cohen, I don't know if they'll have something going on with the actual show, or if it's just, again, increased awareness for Veve, tagging it directly to this. To me, it makes sense to align it with the release, right? So I think we will probably see Titans coming sometime soon. And then, of course, you know, we're too eager. We're always chomping at the bit for more information, and we want to try and guess what's going to happen before it's going to happen, because Ecomi and Veve are great about giving us little breadcrumbs and keeping us just starving for more information and wanting to see these things. So I dug a little bit deeper in to see what could these collectibles actually look like. And so this is DC Collectibles brings a classic Teen Titans cover to life. This came out back in 2018, but it actually shows what some of these collectibles look like from the new Teen Titans, as it were. So we have the Flash, we have Starfire, Robin, we have Raven, we have Beast Boy, and I don't know if this is Wonder Woman or Wonder Girl. I haven't read the comics, but I love Teen Titans, the OG cartoon show, not the new one, but the OG one. And then, of course, Cyborg. So I took a look at these, and of course, the digital collectible versions we'll see, I think, will look a little bit more refined in some of these. Like, I imagine, you know, Beast Boy, now that we saw some movable collectibles, you know, we'll probably see more and more coming out that are movable, as well as maybe some that are released already movable. So like this Beast Boy one, maybe, you know, he could be changed directly from tiger form into Beast Boy form, or just has the ability to move out of the tiger like that. We'll probably see some animation with the flames coming out of Starfire, as well as, you know, Raven's shadow or whatever this is, as well as Cyborg's cannon. Now, looking at these collectibles, I immediately thought Robin looks really familiar, right? So one thing we notice is he has that collared cape. He has the rivet, or the like the cloth rivets on there. He has the almost like Barnacle Boy looking gloves, the Robin patch. He has the chonies on, and he has the elf-like shoes. That's this version of Robin, right? Now, this looked really familiar to me. And when we look at the Robin that's already out in Veve from Carmine Infantino, it has all of the same features. In fact, they almost look like the same Robin. It has the collar, the collared cape. It has the R, it has the fasteners, it has the chonies, it has the elf shoes and the gloves. In fact, it looks like this one's like, come at me, bro. And then this one's like, all right, bro, we're ready. Like this one's fight mode, this one's prepare to fight mode. So it looks very, very similar. So then I dug in to see, okay, like let me look into more information around Carmine Infantino. So Carmine Infantino did pass away, so rest in peace. But I did dig a little bit more into who he was and who he worked with in the new Teen Titans comics. So I looked a little bit more into it. So this hardcover includes a 10-page story by Wolfman, Carmine Infantino, and Tangal. So Tangal, I know, was responsible for inking a lot of the Teen Titans artwork on these comics, and number 9 through 16 written by Marv Wolfman. So he was a co-author with art and a cover by George Perez. So George Perez was the one who actually stood out the most to me because I recognized the name. So George Perez is very well known in the comic industry. You can see some of the other big names that popped up here with Jack Kirby, Jim Lee, obviously, Frank Miller, obviously, and Carmine Infantino. So George Perez is responsible for a lot of the Wonder Woman comics and just a lot of this franchise with like the Wonder Woman comics and Superman and all of these with Thor. I mean, he's done a lot of different types of comics. So that got me digging even a little bit deeper, right? I'm seeing a lot of alignment with more of these artists, and we saw the Jim Lee Joker and the Jim Lee Nightwing. So here's the Nightwing that we saw, right? He's twirling the tonfa, I think, or the batons or whatever he has. So what are some of the collectibles I think we'll see coming up from Jim Lee? Now, we already saw, of course, the Nightwing, and it's pretty picturesque, the same, right? Like a little bit different, but pretty much the same. We saw the Jim Lee Joker right here, which we love, we have in there, but we already know that Superman licensing was announced. So this actually gives us a good look at what are some possibilities for the Superman that we'll see, the Wonder Woman that we'll see, further Batmans we'll see, and when we look at Jim Lee's work. So we could see something like this Wonder Woman, this Superman, this Batman, or we could see even Catwoman. This Superman would be really, really freaking cool. He's like jumping to go take off or into flight or landing possibly. We could even see Green Lantern and this form of Batgirl as well. Then I got digging a little bit deeper, of course, right? Like looking more into Jim Lee. And I saw Beast and I thought, okay, wait, let's dig another level. Jim Lee also had a long run with X-Men. So I love X-Men. So I'm stoked to see this. So we haven't heard anything about X-Men at all. So of course this is speculation, but we know that Jim Lee is already an artist and has produced collectibles in Veve. But we can see Jim Lee, X-Men Volume 2, number 1, is still the best-selling comic book of all time with sales of over 8.1 million copies and nearly $7 million according to public proclamation. So the best-selling comic book of all time is X-Men, and Jim Lee had a hand in it, who we know is a producing collectible artist with Veve. So if you're trying to appeal to the mass collectors out there, don't you think it would make sense to also go into another franchise that is massive and also has the most coveted comic book of all time? I had some of these comic books. So I think we could see X-Men in the future with Jim Lee and some others as well. But again, I just got really, really digging, like way too much last night, and I got all excited. So I like to show you guys information that makes sense. And all of this seems to make sense to me, more so the DC Titans that we saw from Cryptomaniac, but this is just a possible peek at what are some of the collectibles that we could see and some of the other artists that we could see, right? Like there's a lot of content out there that came in season 1, but that's just season 1 that happened in a few months. We're now turning the page to go into season 2. So I wanted to end this video with just showing this image. You hear the phrase all the time, the tip of the iceberg, right? It means that there is so much more to be unseen. And so I wanted to at least kind of give you a little bit of visualization. And I probably could have taken the time to label this, but I wanted to get this content out because I'm too excited to keep digging into it. So this polar bear, this is us. This is all of the Veve collectors, all of the Ecomi investors. And this is what we've seen so far. From 2017-18, from inception to basically where we are right now in 2021. So this is season 1, right? This is the licensing we know, but this bottom piece that is still yet to be seen and that we're eagerly looking down to is all of the other hundreds of licenses that they have and all of the other seasons that we're going to see. So we're about to see the next layer, which is season 2, and then season 3, season 4, season 5, like as it continues on. So we're already in love with our collectibles in Veve right now, right? And there's already big money attached to them. Yet those season 1 are only going to get more valuable as these other seasons come out, as the user base grows. So this is a good visualization in terms of what is this massive, massive company that is going to be Veve in Ecomi. And as we see these larger licenses released in season 2, more and more spotlight, more and more visibility, more and more investors are going to come to Ecomi, and more users are going to start using the Veve app. So I'm really excited as an investor, as a collector, as a Veve user to be in this journey with Ecomi and Veve. And of course, I'm chomping at the bit to see what they have in store for us for the rest of the year. Again, guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you have a chance to win some OMI and or a Veve collectible Jake the Dog on Monday the 17th. That's it for today, guys. I'm Taps. Again, I'm stoked. Thank you for your time, and happy trading.